You guys hear me well?
Yep.
Awesome. We're having a small company here today, and I believe that's good because we have a really complicated topic today, which I'd like for you to have a deep input into. So while we have a small company here, do you mind introducing yourself just to get to know better who is the most active here in our community? Neon, do you mind? I know, like, if you don't want to, it's okay. It's just, I'd love to hear your voice and get to know you better. Oh, okay, probably Neon doesn't want to share that. Okay. Let's wait a little. I do remember last time the crowd started to join a little bit later. Daniel, happy to have you here today. I know you missed the last call. Awesome to hear you. Neon, have a good meal then. Awesome. Matthew, it looks like we had you here before. You want to share some thoughts with the crowd?
Yeah, my name's Matthew. I'm from the US, newer to Rarible and NFT space, but love getting on these community calls just to hear the discussion and what Rarible has for the future. So keep doing these. I think everyone really enjoys it. Thanks a lot.
Awesome, thank you. Mind if I ask questions? Like, how long ago did you join Rarible? Just curious. I'm always curious about newcomers' experience with the website because it was built quite a long time ago, and sometimes we miss how it feels for somebody who just discovered the place. So if you had something that you want to highlight.
Yeah, I'm a big Anthony Pompliano fan, and he came out with an email and talked a lot about the NFT space and how he expected it to grow and forecasted huge growth in the next 5 to 10 years. So on my own time, just really dug into it, listening to podcasts, doing my own research, looked into different companies in the space, landed upon Rarible. I love what you guys are doing, not only just on the website with the user interface, but also with the governance token, and was on the last community call. I love the community discussion, how involved you are with our feedback and input. So that's originally how I came across Rarible, and looking forward, I like to be as involved as possible in outreach and whatever else you guys may need.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Have you tried to create something?
No, I'm not an artist at all, unfortunately.
Oh, so you're probably a holder then.
Correct. Yeah, definitely a holder.
Awesome. That's what I wanted to be, because today, sneak peek, you probably, well, not probably, I definitely want to share with you our take on staking, something that community asked us to do quite a long time ago. And we have something to share now, how it can work. So I really love to have an input from the member of the holding community, because that's where this originally came from. I mean, the request for staking. Okay, well, we have 5 minutes from the start. I believe I'll start going then. Okay, Thank you everyone for participating here today on this second Rarible community call. It will be a repeated event, so we're about to gather here at the same time each 2 weeks to share some updates and to hear your thoughts about updating Rarible experience, about what do we have new to share, about discussing some potential future for governance token, discussing governance proposals, and all of this. It's very important. I believe this community call will be just the as a stand for anyone who's involved in the community deeply, because basically that's where you can bring the pinpoints of what's happening, what you don't like, what you like on the platform, anything. So it's really important that you're here, guys. Thank you, everyone. So let me first share some updates. And I don't know if you know them, but we recently introduced video and audio NFTs. So you can back a while ago. I don't remember the last community call, was it there or not yet? But a while ago we have introduced display for video and audio NFTs. So NFTs with these media files minted on another platform was accessible to Rarible. You were able to see what's inside them, and you were able to play them. And now we just rolled out minting of audio and video NFTs on Rarible. We support MP4, WebM, and MP3 files. We didn't make it loud yet because, well, we test and prod. We want you to experiment, guys. Let us know if anything's wrong with it, and definitely tell anybody who's into new stuff coming on Rarible, because oh yeah, I see the chat that somebody will like the audio NFT, the new. And thank you very much. So yeah, that was a while ago. Actually, audio NFTs were in our pipeline for a while now. Originally, we talked to Rack and some other prominent members of the community who wanted to mint and MP3 NFTs on Rarible. I definitely need to get back to them and tell everyone that now it's possible. Rack meanwhile launched his community token. I'm pretty sure that's good for him. So yep, that's a big update here. Also, small update that not safe for work category is now exceptional. So that means that items that are in this category are excluded from every other category. So you probably won't see them anymore in all and art tabs. That will make us more free to post content in this part, because we do see some native requests for this from the community, but sometimes not everybody happy with that. That's another our small update. And now what I want to do is I want to show you our take on staking. I know people asked us a while ago to introduce staking, and finally we are able to do that. It's a prototype, so what I want is as many feedback on that as possible. The model became a little bit complicated in the sense of understandability. So what I really want from you guys is to tell me how digestible that is. Did you understand how it works or not? And yeah, and any ideas on like how do you want to use it? How do you want to get better with it? Anything like this. So let me start from the intuition, from the rationale behind staking. So basically, oh, one more thing before I wanted to hop into into discussing staking, do we have here the members of non-art communities trading on Rarible? That's one thing I was very curious about, like landowners, Axie owners, anyone here who trades not art and Rarible. Please speak.
Hey, what's up? This is halfpast. I don't know if this counts. It's not really land or anything, but I've been like dropping tracks like music through the unlockable content thing, but I think there was a bug with that, so I'm gonna probably like burn those and then remint with this new audio NFT feature, just as a way to kind of like drop exclusive music for people.
Awesome stuff. Definitely counts as non-art because I do hear some echo from me, but never mind. Okay, well then I believe we will do this. Before I go into staking, we have a speaker today, halfpast. Thank you very much for joining. I do believe you want to present yourself to the community. You want to talk about music NFTs, and as I just presented them as a new features, I would be glad to hear you. Welcome.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's up? So yeah, I go by halfpast. A little bit of background about me. From America. I've been involved in the crypto space since like 2011, 2012, on and off. I was just like really young back then, so I can't say I was like super involved in stuff, but I've just been pretty interested in it. I also do like music, and I've always kind of been interested in the intersection of like music and art. So like fast forward, I used to work as a developer. Now I do creative direction. So I do like branding for artists, like cover art. I do music videos, really any kind of digital content. So I like I'm pretty new to Rarible. I've been on Rarible, I'm not sure the correct pronunciation, but I've been on it for about 2 weeks or so, and like ever since I started, it's like nonstop, just keep refreshing it all day, every day. And I just see like a ton of possibilities. Obviously, there's like the visual art kind of that's going on right now, and then there's like people branching out doing different things. As Alex mentioned, like Rock is doing a lot of cool stuff within the music space. I've seen another user, Arc, who was dropping some music. I saw someone else drop a drum kit, which was like really interesting to me. So like for music producers, like people buy and sell drum kits. So like really just tokenizing that and like selling exclusive drum kits is like a whole like new lane. So coming from like someone who works in the music industry primarily now, like I just see a ton of like opportunity and really just like the NFT space and music in general. Like I can't say I have like a huge or like anything like super deep to say. I just like saw the community call and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I kind of want to see what's going on, like input my perspective on things, just like bounce ideas around. But the two things like I immediately thought of were just obviously like it's collectible space, but like artists could be minting digital collectibles that could align with like a project release. So like when I help roll out someone's album, they'll do like a merch drop and drop exclusive merch with an album. Like something that could easily be done with that that's not physical is like, you know, you have this custom NFT, it's limited, only certain fans get it. And then with that token, it could either be a collectible or it could provide access to like maybe limited content. So like another platform I've been watching is like Audius, and like they've been distributing their audio token, and like with their token they're using like, oh, if you have this amount of tokens you get this privilege or this privilege. So I kind of see that concept being like extracted to something like artists who are like, oh, maybe if you have this amount of collectibles you can get this limited like fan content or something like that. And then just hearing this like audio NFTs now and like video NFTs, that kind of opened my mind because like I don't know, like you can drop exclusive video clips, interviews. Like I just like see so many different possibilities. You could kind of just run everywhere. So sorry if that's like all over the place, but Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for the input. What really touched me inside was that you're doing branding for artists and maybe somebody else. I think that's not that I want to call it somewhat, but I think that's a part of the uh, in which some of the improvement can lay. So we have avatar support and cover support and Rarible, and I do see a lot of people who don't use it much. It supports like dynamic images. You can utilize that in full scale. One one more thing that I wanted to ask to the community, really inspired by your talk, is like, what do you believe can be unlocked when we talk about crypto art and artists with the specific token or specific number of tokens? If we talk about rare, like, what are the things that can be unlocked with this certain level of activity, as it can be like tickets for concerts, in terms of audio, in terms of people who are doing music? What can be the same ideas applied to art look like? Um, Please, if anyone has ideas.
Maybe tickets for like art shows or something like that, or art shows that are digital, like on Decentraland, and you can get a specific ticket in a slot to see different art there, and maybe be entered in a raffle to receive art.
That's great ideas, Sebastian. Do you know? So I know some games. Like, does Decentraland can can check that you're an owner of NFT? Is it something possible to do right now? Like, if you have a specific NFT, so you will be able to join some part of
I'm
Decentraland?
not 100% sure. I've never done really anything on Decentraland, but I know a lot of people do.
Okay, we're in contact with the central, and we probably want to ask them. I think that idea is really cool. So you bought an art, you probably do want to be able to participate in the art exhibition that's happening on the central line. Although they are quite public right now. Mm, so I don't know, like, if somebody wants um, to limit the entrance, the entrance to those parties. Okay. Any other ideas on how that can work?
I have a question. Hi, this is Brian. I had a question kind of regarding that idea of the unlockable content. And in the past, you have to kind of go through these other websites to have the IPFS, to have whatever your unlockable content is attached to a token. It would be great if that was automated and built into the Rarible. So like if I wanted to say, the high res version of this video is unlockable content, that I wouldn't have to go to, a Pinata website or somewhere else to kind of integrate that into the blockchain and have that all be a part of a one-step process. And that might be a good way to, like, with unlockable content, then that stuff all kind of lives in its chain as well, as opposed to just being, sometimes it's in Google Drives or sometimes it's somewhere else. And it'd be nice to have it all kind of centralized within the Rarible ecosystem.
Yeah, having Rarible have control of the unlockable content would make it a lot easier, and you wouldn't have to go to a bunch of different sites.
Awesome. So basically, you're asking for the upload feature of any file to the unlockable part.
Yeah, I guess. And then, because it's just, you don't have to worry about how it plays back on the Rarible website. It could have kind of more of an unlimited file. It's just a kind of a file storage upload aspect built into the unlockable content.
And also with Google Drive, you either have to have people request for access to it, which can get annoying if you're selling a ton of NFTs with unlockable content and you have to verify that they actually purchased it. And with other sites, or you can set it with so that anybody with the link, but if the link then gets leaked, the NFT kind of loses some of its value, because then the high res file, the unlockable content, you can just send around anywhere. So if it's hosted on Rarible, then only the person with the NFT would be able to unlock it.
Okay, yeah, great input on that. So we have some experiments on that. Ideally, that would work on chain for everybody. So projects like New Cipher or Secrets Network can provide the encryption services for us, so that you would be able to go on any NFT project and see the unlockable part of it. But it's a little bit far from being real. So probably we want to do that one with variable control before.
Cool.
Awesome. I really like this. Okay, halfpast. Thanks again. Did they cover all the your questions and ideas from the talk, or there was something else that you wanted to discuss with the community? It's an awesome to end it with a question maybe. You have some questions to the people here?
Hey Alex, I have one actually.
Okay.
It's about this Gucci ghost fella. He's a user on the site claiming to be this Gucci ghost dude, but he's really just like an imitator. And he's currently verified and whatnot. And we spoke to the real Gucci ghost, who's like a kind of famous dude, and he's not very happy about it. So is there a way that we can like pretty much get rid of the other dude?
Yeah, there's also a fake Rari PayPay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, yeah. Because right now there's just a ton of fakes, and what we really need is probably to hire some community figures, some people who use the site a lot, and who are always there, just to help out rather than just the small team of staff just trying their best from day to day.
I think Rarible is in the process of hiring a community manager who's going to be able to handle all that.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
So hopefully that'll be fixed soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually can slightly get us to the next question. So again, as to cover that, we are aware of the issue. That's the burden of being an open platform. Whereas there's several ways to fix that. One of them would be, okay, how about we disable the mint function for anybody unverified? Yeah, not something happy we can be happy with, or how about we hire the big internal team to constantly monitor the website and respond to all the reports like very quickly. Also a possible way, but that would limit our future growth in terms of decentralized platform. And that's what we do right now, basically. The process isn't perfect, so you can always ping me on Twitter or on Discord. I'm not very active on Discord, but I do monitor the messages. So if something if something's come up, just ping me and we can solve it faster. So what I wanted to show you today then is our big take on staking and giving more power to the community. So how do I structure this better? Let me get into the rationale behind staking and how does it all work. So initially, when we launched the Rari token, and the whole idea behind which is to give the power of governing of platform to the exact users who it was built for. This is a very broad concept of like how it can be done. Obviously, the simple plain voting isn't enough for the effective management of the system. And also there are several caveats in terms of like how active people are. So we had a great participation rate in our first proposal on introducing marketplace fees. That was about 15%. We had less participation rate on the subsequent proposals, but still quite good. So what we learned is that participating in governance is a job. Report content is a job, and it's our task as a platform to incentivize people to do that. And holding tokens is also in some sense a job that we want to incentivize people with. And what really struck me recently, I read on Twitter from somebody that the person basically discovered a lot of communities with tokens and a lot of subscriptions products, all various types of networks with tokens. And what really shares all of them is that the idea that participating early in the community should benefit you as a person. Basically, being here from the start should be should basically give you something. That's why we're introducing staking. So far, we've built a prototype for it, and I want to walk you through it today and get back your feedback on that. And the whole idea is, so let me walk you through the rationale here again a little bit. So if we count rare holds as voting power, there are some problems can happen with that. Just recently, we had the MKR community a little bit exploited. Somebody flash loaned MKR tokens and voted for himself, basically for the option that benefited himself. So it's not important just to have rare, but it's important also to have them for some time. I discussed this idea in the ambassador chat. I don't know if everyone here is aware of that. And basically, the idea resonated that we need to add the time factor to the token. When we add the time factor to the token, it's basically staking. Staking is all about having tokens and the time factor. So, but this factor should not go back in time. So if we just imagine we do something like this. So you have a token and you hold it for about a year, and you can gradually increase your voting power with that. Then what you can do, you can vote for the bad proposal, bad for the community, and sell it and get away from your holdings. And basically, that's not the behavior that we want to have. So that's why we want people to be aligned with platform. And in order to do that, they need to commit them to the platform. And by saying that, I mean that it should work upfront. You have your rare holdings, and you want to lock them for a specific period of time, and by that you earn the real voting power. As soon as we got this, we can start transfer important community for the community aspects to this voting power. So let's say verification. What I really want to do is to have the stakers with the specific number of rare holdings staked to be able to verify other people. Because once you staked it, you're here for about a year, let's say, and you're definitely incentivized to verify those who would benefit the platform. That's the first one. Then we want to increase the rare drop for the people who stake, because they showed us that they are here for a while, that they are willing to support the platform, and that they will be here for longer. And that's why we can incentivize them with the more weekly drops, or even go further and introduce new weekly drops for the people who stake their existing rare holdings. And one thing that I especially like is to introduce promotion of the works. This is a little bit sensitive because we don't want space to be flooded with something, but in general, it's not that the promotion of your works, but you also can promote somebody else's work. So if you really incentivized again, if you're really aligned with the future of the platform by committing your holdings with the platform, then you probably want for the better artists to go on top, because from the better artists, on the better artists depend the success of the platform. So this is the whole idea, the whole powerful idea behind staking. So if you're a holder and if you committed holder, that means that we can really trust you now. You can't just buy it in Uniswap or anywhere else and get votes and get away. We can really trust you when you're here for longer. And that's the whole idea behind staking. So one thing that is a little bit more difficult is how do we get the moderation done and governance done and signaling on wash trading done with it. So that's an actual job that that needs to be done and that needs to be paid for. But in the same time, we need to trust people who are doing that job. So if we go the way to the community, if we want to give the community a way to moderate, we still need to trust these people from the community. Okay, enough talking. Yeah, just quick back. So how do I better structure the question? Do you foresee some problems with that approach?
I actually really like that approach. I think a lot of artists, including myself, when they see like the Rari drop and they get like $50, they're like, "Oh, cool! That's like $50 that they can use to buy art or whatever." And incentivizing people to hold it and actually use it in the way that it was intended is what needs to be done. And I think staking is the way that it should be done. I also think promoting is a good idea, but I don't think you should be able to promote your own work and only be able to promote other people's work and also get incentivized to do that as well.
Yeah, great topic, but we won't ever be able to get to know if you promote your own work or any other work. You can just create a new wallet and promote somebody else's work as your own. So
Oh yeah, that is true.
And that's something that can be fight with verification again. I'm a big fan of automatical verification, like verify your Twitter, Instagram, or websites in order to receive a badge. We will probably tap into something like this later, but well, I do believe that promoting your own work is also good, but probably in order to do that, you need to spend the holdings. So when you promote your stuff on Facebook, you spend your money, and if your product isn't good enough and nobody bought it, so okay, you pay for your spot and you probably go to do something better. But that's just something to think about. Okay, let me do a real quick presentation here on what we've assembled. And I want probably at first show it to you just the way it is and to understand just how digestible it is. That's the main question here, because the staking is a little bit complicated, and especially if you don't care, if you just want to use the platform as the way of selling your stuff, and there are people who are really concentrated on that, and they don't really have time to tap into all these crypto native mechanics, so they need to have something easy. So this is my first question: how digestible is it? Also, we'll have several constants of like how long do you want to stake it for how much time do you want to have it, and this is something important to ask the community also. And yeah, any other comments how to improve the system would be awesome. All right, let me just start to do it. Do you see my screen here? Yeah, can anybody confirm that they see my screen?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Okay, so we have the Rarible dashboard, which allows you to claim your weekly drop now. We want to transform it into something like this. Um, Basically, you have several blocks here. It's your rare balance, and it's your available for claim. I'm a little bit concerned about this become such a little number. So if anyone think the same, please tell me. And we introduced basically the new measure, your Rarible power balance, um, which you receive when you log Rarible. So one thing that's it's quite a standard mechanics when you lock your token and you receive something like voting power or anything like this, and something that we want to get here is like the longer you stake it, the better factor of it you have. So the best idea for now is like you have 1,200 rare tokens, and if you stake them for the maximum period, you would receive the same amount of rare power. That would be the maximum goal for you. And when you didn't stake it at all, you would receive only some portion. Let's say 10% of your holds as your power, because well, we still want to incentivize people to have it, not just only for staking. Then we have these rare logs. So let's say you received some rare and you staked it, and the next week you received one more. It's unlocked now, and you probably want to lock it too. That's why your logs are just the several instances. And after that, you want to unlock it. So there is design space for this. It can either be done automatically. So let's say you staked it for a year, and in a year from now, it's done. It's unlocked. But it's something happening on chain, and you can basically predict when that would happen, when somebody would receive his unlocked tokens, and you expect that probably this person would sell. So that creates some possibilities for predicting that. That's why we want it to be linearly released. When we talk about linear release, again, we have some design space on when this linear release happens. So imagine you log them. Should the unlock period start now, or should it start in a half of the period that's left, or how else? I wonder your take on this. We have something in mind, and again, by the end of the presentation, I'm interested if you would get it or not, and then I'll tell everybody how that works. And yep, some benefits that we want to put when we know that we can trust the person. It's the boosted rare weekly drop. It's featuring upload and verification. And that's not counting the paid job that is a little bit down there. Yep, this is how we log. And here I would probably need somebody's to input. So the first field is self-explanatory. It's amount to log. What about the second field, release length?
I think the length might be too long for the minimum. Maybe something like 3 months or 6 months for minimum.
Yeah, also maybe customize it, not just limit it to like 3 options where it's 1, 2, and 3. But I definitely agree. A year is a long time, especially in crypto.
Awesome. How about what do you expect by seeing this release length? Like just imagine you come to the Rarible website and you see only this. What do you feel it would work like? Would it start the release from the day one, or when does the release start?
I think the release would start like as soon as the time period ends. Like if you lock in 3 years.
Okay, if you lock in 3 years, then like 3 years more the releases.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a possibility, but we intended to have it another way. And okay, if you expect it to be so, how happy are you with that? You want any better schedule? And given the idea that you know that we need to trust the person. That was several questions in one. So basically, yeah, the main one was if you expect it to work this way, the release time the same as the log time. Are you happy with that?
No, not really.
What would
It is
make
it's
you
just
happy?
it kind of looks like the release time is the same as the lock time.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I was trying to say.
Good.
Sorry,
Good to know.
sorry, I'm a bit confused here. Can you explain the difference between release and lock time? Isn't that the same? Like, for example, if I lock it in right now on today's date, which is October 29th for a year, I would get the release a year from now, right?
The release isn't the singular action, so it's linear. It happens automatically. So if you lock it for a year, the expected, so we want to know that probably in a year you need to be released like completely, probably. But it can be singular action, so it can be released like in a year. So how about this? It can be a linear release from the day one. You locked it, and the next day you have some part unlocked. Is that something good?
Yeah, I think that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, but this way, if you want to stay committed, you would need to get back and restake it. Well, that's okay. Let me show how we got it intended in the first place, and then we can have an argument about this. So basically, that's how we get it right now. So we introduced the lock, unlock, and release basically options. Well, that's not an options. That's the points in time. At first, you had like 0 rare power, but indeed 10% of your unlocked. When all your tokens are unlocked, it's 10% of your holding. Then you lock it, and you receive the maximum factor of your rare power considering to your rare balance. And then at some point you click unlock. So by default you're locked, and you want it to be the same. So I'm committed, guys. When I see something, I don't know, like when I think it's time, I press unlock, and then after that I'll have the linear release of my tokens for some time. Is it digestible?
Yes, but I think you would also need to put in like examples of how long it would take for your power to go back down to 0 after you unlock it.
And basically that's what you choose when you get to this button. So when you choose, you're choosing not this period before it will start unlocking, but that's something of your control. But you choose this period of like how long this will unlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I expected this to be the most difficult part of it. So any ideas how to get it better to explain? So let's get back to the first slide here. So this is your logs. Your locked area is 1,200. You locked it for a year. Well, you didn't lock it for a year. You have it released. It will be released in a year after you click unlock. And that gives you the X2 factor on your rare power. And when you click unlock, it became unlocking. So let's say like from this year, 180 days passed, it's now half of that rare is unlocked, and you have twice less power. And after that, it's all the rare unlocked, and your power basically decreased because your tokens are free to go now, and we are not really think that you're committed to make the right decisions. So this is how it works. So probably what I want now is for the I want to stop the presentation, and I would like to hear the artist, the holder, and the non-believer. Like, what do you think about all of this? So any volunteer artist?
Hey, dude, what's
So-
up, man? So I'm an artist, and I'm really interested in the success of Rarible as a platform. I think this has done some amazing things for so many people and artists with such a tough year going on. And I just feel like so many of us are interested in the success, but we don't see. Like I've bought Rarible, you know, and I just feel like it would be nice if we get a clear roadmap as to how the platform is planning on evolving and growing and helping with adoption in the community, like crypto in general, you know?
Okay. Well, basically the roadmap is somewhat like this. So we recently understood that there was a spike in uptick in users and that the verification and moderation systems are not scalable. And now we are standing at this point that we need to make them scalable. We either do that by having our internal team to work on that, but that's how we will always be like deemed as the single source of power here. Like, what do we know about all the community to be able to make those decisions? That's one thing. Or we want to go another path of decentralizing the power in the community, and that's basically the take here. So after that, we want to solve scalability of the Ethereum itself, introduce L1 or L2 solution, and then go massive. Does it make sense?
Yeah, currently, personally, at least one of the issues I think with Rarible right now, even without the Ethereum layer 1 constraints, is that sometimes it's very slow to upload work and like to browse and to load. I know GIFs take a lot of bandwidth, and you have like 4 or 5 megabytes of artwork that people are uploading. So anything that can be done from the performance side to make it faster, better, UX, I think could definitely go a long way in terms of adoption, the platform, and anything layer 2 as it becomes available. I'm sure you guys will sprinkle that into the product as well. But currently, yeah, one of the biggest, I think, pullback is the performance of the site with how it's structured.
Well, definitely noted. So video is one take on this also, because video is caching before loading it all and can start working like instantly. Would you sacrifice the animation on the front page before going inside the item for the performance of all of it?
Personally, yes, but everybody else, I don't know how they would feel.
Yeah.
Any other?
I do like seeing the animation on the front page because, or maybe some sort of icon in it that indicates that it will animate if you mouse over it or click through.
I actually really like the animation on the front page. I think that removing that would be a mistake. There are a lot of things where the first frame or whatever it is isn't that interesting. Maybe it's just a black image, but then like in the second frame, the image is revealed. There are a lot of GIFs and stuff like that where it happens like that. And so if you remove that, you would just have a bunch of black squares and then nobody would really click on them at all.
Yeah.
So I think having the
definitely.
animation on the front page is important.
Definitely valid point. Okay, noted again. Well, then I believe the only what I can say about this. Okay, we need to better build previews that would be animated and faster, and then when you click further. But this would save your bandwidth. So yeah, just definitely noted. Thanks for
One idea, Alex, is, if I know it's not a popular idea, but if you want to go that route, giving people a customized thumbnail. So that might solve the issue of if certain frames of GIFs are like black or not very appealing. So user can upload their custom thumbnail as the preview picture. And if they hover over it, they see the video. There are definitely ways you could play around with it, but it doesn't seem like it's a popular idea with everyone. So
Okay, yeah.
I had a question, or I'm a creator. Sorry, can I speak now, or is there a time to speak after?
Yeah, sure. I believe we've gotten to the part of open discussion, so yeah.
Okay, great. So my question was, as a creator, I just wanted to know how to get put on as one of the feature creators there, like the artwork that's on the first page. I thought at first it was the people who are uploading, but I think it's actually curated by somebody or by a group of people.
Oh, again, the first page. So let me explain how it works. So the front page right now is automatically applies the verified only filter. And under the filter button, there is the way to show them all. And somebody is willing to browse only verified guys, and somebody is willing to browse everyone, and they can disable that filter, and then your work will be there. So yeah, apply for the verification process. That's not ideal now, but yeah, working on it.
I have a question slash kind of a feature request. So as an artist creator on the site, I would love to have some sort of storefront page that not only shows what I'm selling, but maybe a simplified version of what I've created that's available from collectors that are reselling it. So say, you know, if you look, I know that you can like look at everything that I've made that's owned, and it shows stuff that is for sale and stuff that isn't for sale. And it shows, you know, if I have an edition of 10, you see 10 different ones of it. I would love a storefront that I could direct people to and say, here's what I've made on Rarible. And then you can see like a simplified version. So you don't see 10 of the same item. You see one item and you see the lowest available price for it or something, so that if people wanted to go buy some of my work, it's not limited to what I'm selling or having to dig through all this stuff. You know, I would love to simplify that in a way that I think would help both me as a creator and the collectors that want to resell my pieces. You know, I think that would be something that I struggle with right now, is like, oh, if you want to go find my stuff on Rarible, you got to dig through OpenSea, or you got to dig through these pages filled with stuff.
Awesome. So as a product, I instantly feel that this can be done by combining all your 10 works into one that are owned by several people, and then just to have the filter on sale by default. So and in the same tab, basically.
Yeah, because even my storefront, you know, my storefront's going to have stuff I'm reselling from other artists. And so I don't want that to necessarily confuse people that want to come and buy my Rarible stuff. Maybe they might think that I'm selling my own stuff when it's really another artist. They might not understand that those icons above represent a chain of sales. And so, yeah, just especially to like help onboard people that aren't as familiar, I would love a more upfront way of like, if I want to go buy an artist's work, having that option to go see, okay, here's all the stuff they've made, here's the stuff that they're selling, but also stuff that people are reselling.
So that's kind of confusing, and that's like also kind of something I was like thinking about.
Okay, so on something like secondary market tab in your profile.
Yeah, because right now you have a created tab, which is great, but it's filled with a bunch of stuff that isn't for sale. And so it's like, it's almost taking that created tab, simplifying the duplicates into one, and removing stuff that's not for sale.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome input. Okay. Any other questions from people? I know that somebody else, Senia, can you please know this because that I don't want to get down to.
I was wondering if one day we could imagine to mix like 3D real time in the gallery in addition to the pictures. In fact, like you have some websites who does. Well, it's not really common now.
How would that work?
Yeah, also adding to that, I've gotten a lot of DMs about asking when Rarible is going to add augmented reality support. People like making their art in augmented reality and then being able to scan it with a specific app. Well, maybe a Rarible app to see it come to life on their phone. I think that would add a lot of value to the NFTs, and those people would like that as well.
Yes, absolutely. That would be really cool.
Do you need to be an owner of NFT in order to scan it and it to be live?
No, I think it could either be something in unlockable content if Rarible adds like a file upload thing for unlockable content, or the artist could choose to put it up for everybody to see and enjoy and just hold up their phone to it using the app and see it like come out of their screen.
I think I saw something like this made. Okay, again noted. And it's AR, not 3D GLB models, or how do you envision it?
Maybe this. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
I was just saying, maybe this is something that even the platform can partner with, like RT Viva in Vienna with. You know, they already have a product that has this enabled. And if it's possible, it might just be something that just takes the workload off the platform.
Can you share something with me?
Yeah, this is probably what you've already seen. On the platform a couple of times, so I'm just dropping it into.
Yeah, it's more of a 2D AR versus like the GLB 3D AR, but both are awesome applications to think about.
Right, it's just like one step forward as well.
Okay. Awesome. Noted the website. I'll get to know this better. So, okay, feature requests are cool. I'm always up to hear something more. So yeah, you can also ping me on Twitter. I would be happy to hear what we can add. It basically comes down to the prioritization, like what should we make first. Have anyone checked through the chat? Are there some great questions there?
So I actually have another question on. This is something that's always bugged me in crypto, right? It's like there's adoption. We talk about adoption all the time, and I feel like the NFT platforms are all competing for market share of the crypto space. And there's so much value to be gained from actually stepping outside of the crypto space, specifically with art. I mean, there's so many artists out in the world that aren't really familiar with crypto. And I feel like if a platform with so much potential and already proven success like Rarible takes some initiative and like really goes out and tries to do more like a marketing campaign with onboarding. I wrote Masha about this on Telegram, and it just seemed like, I know you guys are so busy, but it just seems like people in these specific niches aren't really thinking about how to expand outside. And ultimately, it's just going to be good for the entire space, you know?
What would be one single simplest thing to increase the onboarding now? What's the biggest pain in onboarding?
So one thing I've done personally is I tried to do bring in 30 non-coiner artists into Rarible in 30 days. It went 5 days before someone called me like a scammer for trying to send them Ethereum on MetaMask to log into Rarible, you know, I'm like, dude, I'm sending you like $20 so you can mint your art. And they're like, and I paid for the art as well, you know? So I feel like if it's just Carlos going into the digital artist group on Facebook and telling people like, guys, I know how you can sell your art and this is the future. And I think this has so much potential. If it's just Carlos doing it and they're non-coiners, and I'm saying, you got to download MetaMask, you got to connect the wallet and then give me your wallet address, I'll send money. It seems like a scam. Like it totally seems like a scam. But if it's something like Rarible that's actually using their branding and their image and really stepping forward and being leaders in the whole crypto space, I think, you know, and really trying to onboard artists with like targeted ads on Instagram, you know, targeted like actual like tutorials, for example, on YouTube. Because there's like I got into NFT because I've been trying to only earn crypto for a year, NFT art. And then I'm looking for marketplaces where I can sell my products and services for crypto. And somehow in the rabbit hole, I ended up on Rarible, you know? So this is something that I think, like, I actually have a whole game plan for this and I'd love to actually pitch it. But even if you do it on your own, man, I think this would be huge benefit for the entire space, because those people might end up, you know, looking at being on a call like this and looking at Curve logo on your tab, one of your 100 tabs that's open when you shared your screen, and be like, oh, maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah, adding to
Awesome.
that as well, I've gotten probably 10 to 15 of my artist friends from the esports scene to join Rarible, and now they're verified. And so when I first brought it up to them, they all thought that it was super sketchy and a scam because, I mean, you've got like wallets and stuff. What their exposure to crypto was YouTube channels getting hacked and then advertising like Ripple scams or something like that, and like the like send me Ethereum and I'll double it back, and that was their whole experience. So they think that crypto in general is a scam, and I had to spend like a week explaining the entire thing to them, and they finally minted stuff and now they're getting sales. But I think that we just need to push Rarible's brand image further, so that it's more of like targeting ads on Instagram to artists is a great thing to do.
Okay, awesome. Definitely share your thoughts. Yeah, that's what I'm been looking for.
Yeah.
I personally, I want free mints. So just, you don't need to send ETH to people like to mint, and it can be done. A little bit tricky though. I think some of the platforms came down to that path. Okay, definitely noted, guys. I think we have 2 more people actively want to say something. So Rayon, please. Oh, he says that he can't talk. Okay, awesome. Then Daniel, how about you? I see you raise the hand. You probably want to unmute yourself if you want to talk.
I don't think he has a mic either.
Can I?
Okay, so yep, roadmap. I gave you the brief overview of that. So it's scalability verification, scalability moderation, and adoption, like free mints, scalability of the Ethereum. Mobile app is also a big thing, but it's a big point. So your other question about tokenomics, so isn't this what we just presented with the staking? So power, again, it's for increased drop, or we can introduce a new drop. I actually want for people to work with it on it with me. So like, how much do we need to reward those people? What's going on with them? And verification. Also, I didn't hear anyone like comment on that. I think that's sensitive. Like, can we really trust people who committed their Rari for 2 years to verify other people? And how much Rari does this person needs to commit? Is it 10,000? Is it 1,000? Is it 100?
I don't think it's a good idea to just trust Rari holders, because anybody that is currently a whale that doesn't have really good intentions could just like verify their own accounts for different things, like how Kirby and the whole Blue Kirby drama. he was such a huge whale. If that was implemented, he could have just made like 8 off blue accounts, and after one got banned, he could just make another one and verify it. And I think it's a thing where it'll either have to be really, really expensive and have a team that looks at the verifications to make sure that they're real and fine, or it's just not a good idea in general.
Obviously, in long term, we want it to be a team free, but at first we would definitely look into that. But in general, like if that blue Kirby was committed to the platform for 3 years with that large sum of money, do you think he would verify his friends and then do anything with it?
Yeah, and I also think that people only like verify their friends. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but then people will start asking big Rarible holders for verification, and they'll be like begging the big holders and the people with power, can you please verify me? I already get asked that a ton in DMs, and I've had to turn off my DMs for the Rarible server. But I think like either don't really tell people that already don't have the power that they can do that, or I don't know. It's kind of a tricky thing, because I'm pretty sure that they don't want to get spam DMs asking for verification, and it can also be used in a bad way.
Yeah, that's an insight. So you'll probably tell us that leaderboard isn't a great idea. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Okay, what other questions do we have here? I just have the chat.
I just want to kind of piggyback on what Carlos was talking about in onboarding artists. I think there's probably it's probably a good idea to like make an ad buy on just banners on sites like DeviantArt or Tumblr, where there's already been these artists that have been making art and they don't really do anything with it. I could see you saying, hey, come to our site, your first mint is free, you know, and then you guys like cover the cost of that or something to like onboard these people.
ArtStation as well.
Another huge opportunity for onboarding people, and just thinking about this with the timing, is lockdowns are already happening in Europe and they're bound to happen across the world. If Rarible starts becoming an entertainment platform, like I pitched the idea about doing the live music festival, tokenized live music festival, where I can schedule, like I was planning on doing this in Berlin and I didn't get an answer back because you ghosted me, Alex, thanks. Not so I was planning this live music festival like the way that Quarantine Club does it at Sisyphus, one of the world-renowned clubs in Berlin, right? And this would have been live music, live art, like paintings and stuff. And it could be all tokenized with private links. And during lockdown, you know, so many people are in need of employment, especially artists. You know, like when we're free to roam, we can actually go sell art and, you know, try to network with people and be at galleries and stuff. But during lockdown, I think it's super hard. And these people don't have any kind of like government relief, you know, like there's no stimulus for artists really, right? And especially with nightlife, like clubs in Berlin and Austria, we're not getting any kind of help. So it'd be really cool if Rarible becomes a platform that's kind of like an ambassador for that. And this would just create amazing exposure for the artist scenes. Now that MP3 is enabled, now that MP4 is enabled, the people that would tune in to be spectators of these events would get to just by proximity, get to know what Rarible is, what crypto is. That would be an immense onboarding opportunity. And this is like lockdowns are already happening. So this is something we could already start working on.
Events. I wonder what part can Rarible take into in those events, like just coordinating.
Decentraland, dude. Your property on Decentraland could be streaming stuff, right? And this is just like another realm of crypto, right? And tech that people are being exposed to. Like this could be painters that have never even thought about buying crypto before, are all of a sudden going deep down the rabbit hole thanks to Rarible, you know?
comedy shows too. There's a problem with living in New York. All the comedy shows have had to go virtual, and so having a venue that you can sell tickets to and tap into a new crowd that isn't just the New York comedy scene would be a huge jump.
That's awesome ideas. Masha, do we want to have a techno party in Decentraland in our venue? You cannot answer that. It's just I wanted to show that because I really like the idea.
Yeah, I think we can discuss that.
Yeah, so it would be like a whole music festival, man. We can have like performance art, like fire dancers, and we can have live music. And this is stuff that people already were doing during the earlier lockdowns this year. We can have, like I already scheduled artists that are could do live painting, and this could be tokenized and then shipped off. So there's so much potential to go there, man. And when times get tough, people get really creative, right?
Definitely. Thanks. I hear about immediate. Do you hear me well? Not sure if you can hear me well.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention there is a very interesting event by Avagachi. They are holding a Halloween party in Discord. I can maybe share a link because I think this might be an example I'm planning to attend to see how they approach this. They will also have an NFT or live crypto music artist there and some activities around their very specific community, which is also NFT. Maybe we can also go and check out, this might be like a good example and how someone is doing this more locally and expanding this into a bigger music fest. I think this is an amazing idea.
Definitely. I do also want to check it out. Yeah, send us all the link. Yeah, by the way, we have a Telegram group. It's what's the name? A lot of you probably know that. It's Rarible Community Calls, t.me/Rarible Community Calls. So yeah, just join it if you want to stick around. Okay. How about more immediate issues? We all love to talk about the distant stuff and the bright future, and I'm the personal fan of bright future. What's the biggest pinpoint for you right now? Well, it looks like we're perfect, or just nobody wants to convey the bad.
Well, I mean, some of the negative points that we should be expecting coming up is just the sentiment around crypto for the next few months. I think everyone's sales are going to drop. People are not going to be putting so much money into crypto. If money does come into crypto, it's going to go through like speculation on what's going to bounce back the hardest, instead of I can spend some ETH on art. So that's something that is a downside that I'm expecting as well. Like I'm actually thinking, should I stop minting and just wait till some money is actually flowing around again? So I don't know if that's anything that can be fixed, but that's a negative.
Okay, I'll do my best to fix this.
This is like this is something that even I've experienced. Like I think my first 2 weeks on Rarible, I got like 3 Ethereum in sales. Now I haven't had a sale for an entire week, and I'm like losing money minting things. And the more people that join, the less money that like goes around to individual artists. And so some people don't like the growth. I personally like the growth because it helps Rarible as a whole. But I think the promotion will be able to fix this.
Do you have any thoughts on where can we find buyers? So somebody proposed to go to DeviantArt or any other marketplaces, well, just communities for artists. But what we should promote? Where should we promote to find buyers?
Well,
do you know where they live?
I still, for example, still sell actual physical paintings like canvases to boomers through Facebook groups. And I think that the traditional social media platforms are very slept on. They're targeting on ads is very specific, and it allows you to really target different people. And I mean, like, people at a certain age still have money, still get financial aid from governments. They have disposable income. So I think social media is definitely or some of the platforms that are very slept on. Instagram and Facebook specifically, some paid targeted ads do so well. Like for me now, it feels like, should I be paying, sometimes when the gas is high, should I pay $10 to mint on Rarible, or should I pay $10 in ads on Facebook to sell a painting, So it's like kind of a dilemma that I think people are facing now, if they're social media savvy with marketing.
Okay, yeah, what I hear is free mints and purchase with a credit card and go mass market that on Facebook.
I think
Nice
not
plan.
even mass market, just target people that are interested in cryptocurrency or a specific cryptocurrency like Ethereum. And you can get people that either have Ethereum or want to have Ethereum and have them on the right platform so that they can easily migrate to Rarible. And I think just targeting those groups would work to bring buyers in.
Yeah, totally. The targeted ad features on Facebook can get crazy specific. You can go
Instagram too. Instagram is owned by Facebook and they have like the same features.
Yeah, but I think it's way more specific on Facebook. Like Facebook, you can target specific consumer habits. And
yeah, it's crazy the level of targeting it can get to on Facebook. You could even target people interested in crypto that live in LA or like large cities where people tend to have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, also like consumer habits, like people that have recently bought art or people that have recently attended sporting events. You can really narrow it down to specifics. And this is something that, a few hundred, a few $1,000 per month or per quarter, I think would go an extremely long way as far as attracting buyers, not just the artists.
I'm pretty sure a lot of Facebook ads banned crypto promoted stuff. I could be wrong, but I think that happened like the last bull run because like people were running a lot of just random targeted ICO ads, but just something to consider.
Yeah, I think that's mostly for tokens on NFT are better. I love the community. We all respect privacy, but we love when people are telling the data to Facebook so you can target to. Yeah, it's all about it. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. I believe like somebody can be here to talk more. I do generally feel an interest, but officially it's ended now. So thank you very much for attending. I love everyone who came to speak today and who came to listen. Thanks for advices. Thanks for listening me walking you through the staking and talking about what needs to be done better. Hey guys, thank you very much. And let's have an after party here.
Thank you
for everybody who just wants to talk about selling stuff.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together. This was great.
So one thing I heard about is that it's not really, so like, why don't we have a community in Uber, let's say? So there was a general sentiment about like, should projects have a community or not? And we don't have a community of Uber riders, let's say, but there are a lot of community of Uber drivers. So probably like artists and sellers in general need a better community. And probably we need to stick together somewhere. Like obviously Telegram chat with 4,500 people isn't the place for that. So I would be grateful if anyone just point out and gather the community. Well, we're all on Twitter, but that's kind of disparate. To share, we might share some ideas. So like Uber drivers, they're sharing ideas like where is the demand, where do we go, how we target it better, collaboration and stuff. I believe some of this happening on Twitter. But yeah, it definitely should be an open community, but probably somewhere accessible and with aligned interests for artists. If you have any ideas where we can find those, I would be down to join. Oh, it looks like the official ended statement did its job.
Well, a place for communities is still like Facebook. My people are sleeping on it so much. Facebook, like Patty, for example, the scuba organization, they have different groups like scuba divers around the world, and it's crazy active. That's where I actually sell my scuba related paintings. It's crazy active, man. You go on there and people are giving each other dive suggestions or recommending dive masters at different destinations or the best dive sites. It's a super active platform, and I think a lot of people kind of look down on it because of Zuckerberg and the privacy stuff. But as far as building community, man, and allowing people to interact, that's still a great platform for it.
Awesome. Noted. Any prominent places on Facebook that everybody should know about?
Like an example is there's already so many digital artist groups with like 50,000 people, 100,000 people in there. And they're basically just like shilling art to each other or sharing art for feedback or asking for suggestions. Like, how do I fix these fingers? How do I do lips? You know, I think that's just a great place for user base to
Can you put some links in the Telegram group for community call?
For sure.
There was a channel in the Discord for that, but we archived it.
Wasn't it popular?
Yeah, it wasn't very popular. It was also being used like maybe 2 or 3 people would ask for help, and then people would just shill their art in it. And so we just kind of deleted it.
Yeah, that's how it works. We have all sorts of merit-based promotions. If you want to have your work bought, just put it everywhere on Twitter, Discord, Telegram, all the Telegrams group. I believe people like have some success with it. Do you have any general like advices? What do you do if you're just started into crypto art? Like which events do you attend? How do you gain visibility?
What I did is I just kind of reached out to collectors and like built a relationship with them, and just kind of talked in the Discord a lot. And I interact with as many people as I can, and I've kind of built like a lot of trust with people, and that's how I went to getting sales like the first day that I started.
So what I have done just recently, because I just started doing art for Rarible, is I started just looking at the top sellers and then just donating one of my artworks, and then in their artwork it appears, you know, that they've sort of purchased something, but in reality they haven't. So
it's a good place for advertisements because people love looking into their wallets to see what they are picking up and what styles are working.
Yeah, people occasionally donate me art and it makes me happy. And then on top of it, you can sell it and then the original artist gets royalties. So that helps a little bit. But then I know some people don't like it at all. Like I know some top sellers really hate it because they want to have their page like only work that they've created, and then they have to go and like burn them and it costs them money. And so it's like, it depends on the person.
Hey, so actually now I see Daniel in the comments now, and I think he's a great ambassador for Rarible, and he's been I've seen him be a huge help to people that are new to the space. He does like an auction house on Telegram, and it's really cool. Throughout the week, people just go and contact him and they say, hey, I want to put this up there. He's so open, and just the engagement he has with artists as well. It's like he's super encouraging and he's super motivating. He's always just super pleasant. And I think that's a great place also if you're trying to start out and don't have any sales, to go and list your things and then just kind of build a network from there as well. Maybe this is something that I don't know, Rarible can kind of like endorse, you know, because I think it's a huge help for the community, especially beginners.
Thanks for the shout out. I believe that's how we endorse that behavior. Just, yeah, Daniel, you're doing a great job. Yeah, just everyone heads up to Daniel. I believe that's a great stuff to be done. be doing.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe I thought maybe Rarible could do a little better than just a FAQ and a video to explain what is it all about, because it's just very simple on the website when you comment. And if you're not an artist and doesn't know anything about crypto and NFT, even less NFT, it's really hard to understand. Well, maybe it could be a little more, give more work on that, on the documentation, not documentation, but how to, for notes.
Maybe just having, maybe just having like a site resources section where there are just a series of short digestible videos that like show you how to set up a MetaMask, what crypto is and how it works, like 2 to 3 minute long videos, maybe 8 of them, so that people can just watch them, and if they're new, they can easily understand what they need to do.
Yeah, maybe target notes. Maybe, yeah, you're an artist, you don't know anything. Okay, this is what you do. Well, the video is a little like this, but maybe a little more.
You could also use those videos and target them to artists on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. Say, here's how you can make money selling your art on the blockchain, and then have like a short video that plays with like a simple guideline.
Oh, that's a good idea. Awesome stuff, guys. Well, do you have any ideas like where we can produce? Well, yeah, videos. We can make a YouTube playlist and so put them on the screen. Yeah, it's kind of expensive to produce video content, though. Maybe something that is already done. I also thought about maybe.
I do a lot of video work. I'd be so happy to help with this. I work for the tourism board here in Austria, and I do video projects for them, promoting ski resorts. And you know, as someone that's like, actually, I have more Rarible that I've bought than I've earned from drops, so I'm really invested in the project as well, even if my bag is small. So I'm happy to do some work for it, man.
Yeah, I could help too. I originally did branding for companies, and I could like help a little bit, make sure that all the videos are on brand, and maybe freshen up Rarible's brand guidelines a little bit.
Maybe here too, because we are a couple. My wife is designer, and I'm just starting here, but we are old people from 3D animation and stuff. So maybe we could help too. Wow, that's it. Really interesting.
Can we make a Notion page with some pre-existing materials, like some basic stuff for crypto, and then run a checklist items like what needs to be done else? Can I ask somebody to do that?
Yeah,
is there a volunteer?
I'll create a page for that and kind of get going. So the people that are interested in kind of joining this, do you mind if I drop my email and you can just send me a hello? And then
I'll do that.
We can just share.
Sure. We can
like share a Google Doc and start like so I just dropped my email. I'll create a Google Doc and start kind of like an action plan for it and some ideas. We can brainstorm together and then present it to Alex once it's a little more polished off.
Once it's polished off, we can post it on in the menu with like the knowledge base of Rarible of everything together done by the community. It's awesome. We have the FAQ. It was also done by the community, by the way. I think Legendary did probably. So and we can just gather it in one place, the videos, the ideas, how to make it better, about branding, about promoting your stuff, about everything like this. And it will be on in one place, like document base. I really like Notion behind it because it has like sub pages and sub pages of sub pages, so you can make a real like structured knowledge base there. And you can also make the videos as just thumbnails, and it's really beautiful. We have an aesthetic standard here because, well, it's art.
That sounds good. Really
yeah,
good.
I think this would be so cool with so many creators touching on so many different mediums and levels of expertise. It just sounds like it just makes perfect sense to have this be a collab, like a real collab, you know, not like the send me some free art to mint collab that's happening on Rarible.
That's
That
why I
does
thought
happen
about
a
it.
lot.
Oh, sorry. That's why I thought about it, because you come on Rarible, you have so much artists doing crazy stuff, some good, bad, whatever it is, because and you come to the FAQ page and you say, okay, what? It's really strange.
Yeah, and also, just to have add more. This is another thing I feel that is really missing, coming from like a marketing mindset. It's really missing with crypto related projects. Is there's no personality behind anything. It's like, first of all, there's so many that are just totally anonymous. It's cool that we're like sitting here talking to Alex. But now if we start going through a little bit more of the next dimension and really trying to picture the user base, like you don't know who holds coins, you don't know what people look like. So just sitting here and looking at all these people that are involved in this chat, it would be so cool for the creators to also have like their face in it somehow, and show the huge spectrum of people and artists that are participating in this. Because I think that's something that would help a lot with being represented, feeling like you're being represented on the platform. And if you can show how much, like I've done collabs with people from all over the world since I've been on Rarible. I have no idea what they look like, but I'm sure that if I did, it'd be like every color under the rainbow. And that would just be such a great feeling, such a great vibe, to like add a dimension of being able to connect with the user base as a newcomer.
Awesome. Regarding the anonymous face, probably that's because of the quarantine. People are a little bit, shy of the backgrounds that they have at their homes.
I'm also not really wearing real clothes. I'm kind of in my pajamas, and I also went bald yesterday as a meme, so I don't look the greatest right now.
Well, it's already dark in France, so I cannot show anything. But next time, I'll show you. I have 10 3D printers that's to show.
What do you use 10 3D printers for?
Oh, it's my job that I'm doing. We are running a little design shop and industrial, a little 3D printing. So it's my day job, and night job. The new night job is to come back to the 3D animation and work. So that's why I just fall on Rarible and just open here, and it's really great to see people a little behind. It's really cool.
This would be just hearing about your 3D printing, and just that would I just had this idea. It'd be so cool if all of us that are here on this chat take on a art piece that we're going to create in a time span of 1 week or 2 weeks, and kind of do like a little vlog about it, and have that all become one video for Rarible, for the platform, and shows the different types of work that everyone's doing, the different levels of inspiration.
And also teach people how to mint their work and get them onto the platform.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, that would be, that's going through, that's hitting on storytelling, that's hitting on branding, that's hitting on tutorials.
And diversity
diversity. It's just such a great pitch for marketing strategy and onboarding people, usability. Like it would attract attention for people that are looking to buy art as well, I imagine.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean,
awesome. Let's just coordinate everyone in the chat, and I hope you are on there. Wow. By the way, does anyone know really good printing and distribution in the United States? There's a lot of our users are from there. I would be up to reach out to them and maybe partner so that you can, I don't know, maybe print something that you own.
I know Displate is really good. They do these really nice metal prints. I think they're also worldwide. I'm not sure though. And you can, yeah, they're like metal sheets, and they're really high quality, and they look really nice. Yeah, and Neon's of course a bestseller on Displate. Why wouldn't Neon be? And yeah, so a ton of artists that I know, like artists that have worked on the Spider-Man movies and like other major companies, they make art and they sell it on Displate, and their prints are really, really high quality and really nice. And then in terms of not just printing on posters, you can get t-shirts and stuff printed on demand by Printful. And so if you wanted to have a t-shirt with art, maybe that's something you could look into, but probably just display.
There's a lot
Wow.
to do about it. I'm working on also hard to try to bring or to work on the real stuff connected to Rarible, you know, with the, because Rarible have this nice extra thing you can, extra token you can put on when you buy something. So I'm working with NFC and maybe a chat, maybe a little electronic cards to try to connect real stuff, real world stuff to Rarible. That would be interesting for in the future, of course, not tomorrow, of course, but
I think actually there is a good room for it. So the way I envision it, it can work like this. So there is a brand, some company that is custodying physical stuff. And you know that if you have this NFT and it's redeemable for the physical stuff, if you send it to this custody brand, that you know that they will send it to you. And then you can send it back to them and they can put the NFT back to you. So you can put it on sale once again. So if anybody wants to do that, I think that would be awesome. And if that pulls off, we can code a little bit to allow like more like a technical solution for this, something like redeem button and something like this. So if anyone's up to do that, contact me. We can think about something doing together. But the real stuff here is that it needs to be brand, a trusted one, because if you send them NFT and then one send you the physical copy,
that's the real problem. It's the second-hand market, because you need to have, of course, an escrow, of course, and the escrow could be, well, anyone can cheat, so it's really complicated to. But well, maybe I come to a solution where if someone cheats, you can always maybe reduce.
Send a warrant.
Yeah, or we do the last owner of the physical thing can have again the physical thing with the real NFC code. So any other people will have a copy, and the real one will always be the real owner, because the private key will be. So it's a little technical and complicated, but well, maybe there's something to work on, because that would be really cool to bring both of them.
Awesome. Okay, I think I'll go now. It's almost 10 p.m. here. Thanks again for joining. I think that's one of the best parts, when you can talk to real people behind brands.
Two quick things. Where can I get a Rarible t-shirt?
We need to figure that out, actually.
Because
so,
I want to buy one.
Want to buy one? Yeah, we need to talk to Ilya about this one.
All right, and two, I wanted to talk to you or another admin about setting up the join bot in Discord to prevent the BitLoud scams, but it's late, so maybe tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, if you can send me the instruction, like real steps how I can do that as an admin, I can do that. It's just my attention span is a little bit too crowded now.
Yeah, it's like a 30-minute video, and there's a little bit of programming in it and stuff. It's a bit difficult, but I can send you the video.
Oh, even programming, then probably we need to go with the team. Okay, yeah, send me the instruction how to do that.
All right, I'll do that right now.
Okay, guys, thanks again, everyone. Happy
Bye.
to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you,
Alex.
Yeah, it's great talking. Nice to see everybody.
Thank you, everyone.